In this video, we will cover the service portion of the File and Serve tool. You start by logging in, like any time. We will go over signing up to receive service as well as sending out service. We'll check the Service Contacts tab to make sure that your name is listed as one of your firm contacts. Your firm administrator most likely set this up already, but in the case they didn't, just check this one time only. It won't change, just to ensure that you are on there. So to sign up for service, all we need to do is go back to our case list, type in a case number, so a case that you're working on. I found my case, and all I need to do is, if I select it and make it my active case, I can choose to look at the service list up here at the top in the bar, or right next to my case there's also the service button. So I can click on either. It'll take me to the service list for this case. No one else has signed up for service on this case yet. Over here it's empty. This is the case service list. I want to add myself. That was the first thing we decided to learn. I have been added for service. This means now if someone wants to serve me something on this case, I'll be there on the case service list and they can do that. Now, the second thing we were going to do is to send out service. So I'll go back to my case list. I'll find my case. I will first, before I work on it, if I click on it, I made it my active case again. Before I work on sending out service, I want to check that list for this case to make sure that the people I want to serve have signed up. We'll check first on our list. I see that I do have all the people that I need, so I can go ahead and e-file. Submit a filing into this case. The differences here with the three options that I have are e-file only will just be submitted to the court. E-file and serve would be that your filing is submitted to the court, and then after the court accepts it, service will then be sent out. If you have a deadline, it's recommended that you choose to do service only, because then the time that you send it is the time that it's considered served. If you're up against that deadline, go ahead and e-file and do a service only, both separately. We'll go ahead and do a service only. The filing code will say we're going to submit a motion. Our filing description, we can say to dismiss. The red areas are required. The fee schedule, in this case it says no fee schedules are required for service only. We don't have anything to choose here. Filing comments are optional. It's like the cover letter. If you have anything, you can go ahead and enter it. Reference number, it is required, and it's your firm's tracking number of a case. Then if I had another filing, I could enter that, or if I just have the one, I can take that off with the X. Select next, choose my attorney, and then my payment account. Courtesy copies are optional, so if you want to send out courtesy copies, that can be done. Just type in email addresses there. Next are my service contacts, so that's that list that I found when I saw the service list for this case. I can choose, its default is all. I can choose none. If I don't know who someone is, I click on their name, and if they filled out their information, you would see more information and maybe get a better idea of who that person was if you didn't happen to recognize the name. Let's say I know that I was really only supposed to serve Mike and Justin and Leah. I can continue, find my document just like any browse and attach. So you browse your computer, attach the document, choose the document security. These are both required. You can add attachments at this point if you'd like, and when you do that, there's a separate document security that you need to choose for the attachment as well. And I didn't have an attachment, so I can just remove it with the X. Upload files and submit the envelope, and now I have served someone. I've sent out my service. Here it brings me to my filing queue, just as if I had submitted a filing, and it tells me that it's processing what I submitted, that it was service only, the description that I typed, the case number that I had, and then in the details it's going to tell me all of the people that I sent service to. They haven't accepted service according to the new rules. The time that you sent it, so the time at the top here, 4:28, is the time that you would be able to say that you served them. It says not accepted, it just means they haven't opened it. So if you would have mailed this out, you have no way of verifying that they had opened it ever. It's the same concept. They sign themselves up for service. I got my service notification. It looks like this is from no reply at tylertech.com. It tells me my case information, and it will give a list of the people that were served. If I open my link, I can see here that I get an electronically served stamp copied. It gives the time that I sent it, not the time that it was opened. And if I go back to my queue and I check my details again, what happens is it turns green and then you see the time that it was opened. That's about it for service. You have done both signing up for service, which is quick, and you have also sent out a service.